It was at that point that the lead flight attendant told me my day was about to go from seriously cool to seriously epic. It turned out the captain had seen me getting back on the plane and realised that only an avgeek would do something as crazy as going to Skardu and back on the next plane. So to give me a better view on the way back down, I'd been invited to ride back to Islamabad on the flight deck. As I took my seat in the jump seat, I just could not believe my luck as I sat waiting to take off on the flight deck of an Airbus A320. Now, I've been lucky enough to ride on the flight deck quite a few times over the years, but this was the first time I've ever ridden a full flight on the flight deck of anything quite as big as the A320. As we taxied out to the runway here at Skardu, I got my first glimpse of what it looked like from a pilot's perspective trying to take off from this incredible airport. Just look at the terrain that surrounds the runway. We completed our backtrack and lined up ready for takeoff. Somehow the takeoff from Skardu felt even more exciting than the landing had earlier on. As you climb out of Skardu, the aircraft has to circle a number of times to get up to altitude before it's high enough to go across the mountains back to Islamabad. The views though remained absolutely stunning. And yet again, just when I thought this day could not get any cooler already, Captain Imran sprung one more surprise on me. He'd coordinated with ATC to do one extra circle at the airport, getting even higher to allow an even better view. Because of the terrain in the area, the pilots can't actually contact Islamabad control until they're above a certain altitude. It's at that point that they get clearance to continue their route south to Islamabad. After what felt like no time at all, it was soon time to start our descent down towards Islamabad. I got the impression that the crew today enjoyed this little day trip to Skardu almost as much as I had. We started our approach over the beautiful city of Islamabad down into Islamabad International Airport. So here we were then back in Islamabad after quite possibly the coolest flight I've ever taken in my life. My round trip to Skardu cost me $260 or about £214. Even if I hadn't got the upgrade to the flight deck on the way back, I don't think you can beat that value for money to see some of the most magnificent scenery on the planet. The entire PIA crew was so hospitable for the entire experience. This is the third time I have flown with PIA, and it's the third time I've been nothing but impressed with their crew and their commitment to customer service.
Absolutely amazing.